going on? Facebook, YouTube, everybody, Lottie Dottie. Yeah, Retro RETRO. Yeah, it right there, bro. All right. Yeah, go make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. What's up, Facebook family, YouTube? How you guys doing? Hope everybody's having a blessed day. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I shall rejoice and be glad in it. We out here today. I'm not even sure. I think we still in the Carolinas. I think we ain't even get too far from the house, but about an hour out or whatever. Stopped to use the restroom, and I definitely wanted to holler at you guys, and just see what's up. Say what's up, and see how everybody doing. So check this out, man, real quick. Nothing really fancy today. But what I want to talk to you about real quickly is that was the last. Hey, hold on one second, y'all. Not in the studio today, as you can see, obviously. So we just got to work through this here real quick. But I want to talk about what kind of shoes you got on. Okay, what kind of shoes you have on. Boom, there we go. What kind of shoes you got on. So check it out. Here's the reality of the situation. Sometimes we have on the wrong attire for the job that needs to be done. I mean, like right now, I'm getting a little yawning. I'm gonna probably knock out about maybe 800 miles today, and there's a saying in the motorcycle world: you dress for the slide, not for the ride. And what that means is, you don't get on that bike to look cute. You get on that bike to be safe, so that you can enjoy your ride. And if by chance something was to happen that you didn't want to happen, and you know what I'm talking about, at least you got on the right attire. I got on some leather today. Normally, I wear my other jacket, but today, since I was going so far, I said I was gonna put on some leather just in case something was to happen. You can get new leather, but you can't get new skin. Well, you can get new skin, but it's gonna be real painful, and you're gonna definitely pay the price. So my point is simply this: sometimes we don't have on the proper gear for the task at hand. And even as I was riding down the road, contemplating if I was going to hop on or not, being that I was away from the studio, the thought kind of dropped in my mind: just do it. Just do it. Here's the reality. So often, some of us, and if not all of us at some point or another, we have contemplated and we have hesitated and we have missed opportunity. Okay, sometimes we spend so much time thinking about, should I do it, could I do it, would I do it, this, that, and the other, and then when you do finally make up your mind, the opportunity has already passed. And so sometimes you got to take off them Puma, you got to take off them Adidas, you got to take off them I don't know what kind of shoes you're wearing, but you got to take all of those off, put you on a pair of Nikes. Why Nike? Because of their slogan. You already know. Just do it. And I want to encourage somebody today not to spend all of your time contemplating, but spend your time preparing and just do it. Just do it. Well, I mean, they got a saying, you only live once. And that's true. You got one life to live. The Bible says it is appointed unto man one to die, and after this, the judgment. So we already know that sooner or later, our last days, in other words, we're going to check out of here sooner or later, right? And it would be sad. Let me put it this way: I don't want to live my life and regret. I don't want to get down to the end of my days and say, I wish I would have, I wish I could have, I wish I this, that, the other. You know what? If you're not doing it, it's because you don't want to. If you're not doing it, it's because you don't want it bad enough. Because here's the deal: you don't tell me, oh, I don't make enough money to do that. Yo, you find money to do what you want to do. I don't care what nobody say. When you want to do something, we find the money to do it. A lot of us, we live above our means. You look at. I was riding down the road the other day, and I looked to my right, and it was a little bitty trailer park. It wasn't a huge one, but it was several trailers over there, and and I looked, and there was an Escalade parked in front of it. All right, man. You hit that subscribe button. Yes, sir. What's your name? Robert, all right, bro. It's good to meet you. Hey, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. And and I looked to my right, man, and it wasn't even, and I got nothing against anybody who happens to, live in a trailer. To each his own. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and if that's your choice, then that's your choice. Do it, and don't let nobody mess with you as a result. Um, but it was a rundown trailer, and they had a Cadillac Escalade parked in front of the trailer. Sometimes our priorities are in the wrong places. And so my point is simply this, that sometimes it's not that we don't make enough money to get what we want. It's just that we don't prioritize, we don't value some things. And so you can do what you want to do. I was talking to a friend the other day as it related to doing some things and accomplishing some things. And they were explaining that, they prepare sometimes a year in advance, and throughout the year, they put a little bit aside, and they put a little bit aside, and put a little bit aside, and then when the time comes, they can do what they want to do. So a lot of us today need to understand you've got the wrong shoes on. You got them slides on. Look at here now, man. You that ain't gonna do you no good. You might be a little comfortable in them slides, but you don't have the support that you need. You don't have the grip that you need. And so some of us, we just got to change shoes. And in this case, put on something that's gonna tell you, just do it. Yeah, you might try it and it might not work, but you might try it and it might work. So then what? So then what? Yeah, they might look at you kind of funny, but then again, what you do can end up not only being a blessing to you, but a blessing to them as well. So today, I'm telling you, just do it. Just do it. I can tell you the amount of times that I was contemplating, trying to decide, and I finally got to the point where I was like, you know what? Just do it. Up until last night, I had a gentleman contact me early yesterday, wanting to do something, and I didn't put a whole lot of thought into it because it is what it is. And so long story short, man, he came and saw me last night, and we made it happen. We made it happen. And it was one of those things where it's like I could have thought about it and talked myself out of it. I could have looked at this and looked at that and then chose to do it. But I'm at a place now where, dude, I mean, if it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to allow the possibility cause me to miss out on the reality. And I'm not one for just doing things just to do it. I mean, you got to count up the cost. You got to have some sense and everything that we do. But at the same point, at the same time, so many of us, we sit there. It's just like us Christian folk. Some of them Christians. That's why I say, morning, brothers and sisters. Saints and ain'ts, because some of the saints is ain'ts. They ain't doing nothing. Yeah, they ain't doing nothing. Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm praying for you. No, you ain't. Stop lying. You ain't praying for nobody. You said it because it sounded good. You know, but sometimes the ain'ts, sometimes the ain'ts, they try to get so deep. It's so deep. Oh, I pray about it. 6, 7 months. I had one brother. We had invited him to come speak at. Well, we had called him. I had called him to see if he would come speak at our church. And so I told him, what was his requirements is that I think he said he needed like 6 months advance requests. And I get it. People have schedules and everything. But his point was so that he can pray about it. Well, how much time does a preacher need to pray about him preaching? If that's what you called to do, then be ye also ready. And so let's not get so deep because we're really afraid to do what we're called to do, or we're afraid to do what we want to do, or we make so many excuses so that we don't end up doing. I'm reading this book, nevertheless, Purpose, nevertheless, and you guys make sure you tune in on Monday night, that is 8 p.m. Because Phoenix will be live and she'll be talking about her book. And I tell you, you got to check the timeline and get the book, man. I mean, I picked that thing up, started reading it, and I'm just, man, it just draws you in, man. And she was talking about a few things in that book, man, and make a long story short without giving too much away, because I want you to get the book. Plus, we got the interview coming up, so I ain't gonna give you too many nuggets before that time. Uh, but there was a point, there was a part there where she pretty much would talk herself out of what was for her. You know what I'm saying? And so many people in life do that. We talk ourselves out of what we could have, what we could do, what we can be, um, because we're just contemplating and thinking and overthinking and so on and so forth. So here's what I want you to do today. I want you, if you have a pair of Nikes, I want you to do me a favor, and let's deem today Nike Day. Go put on your pair of Nikes. And here's the thing about it, Nike, they have all kind of flavor. I mean, they got boots, they got shoes, they got sneakers, they got, I mean, and so, but they got that little swoosh on it, which is an indicator that you just got to do it. Okay, so today is a just do it day. Don't take 15 minutes to decide what you're gonna have for a 30-minute lunch. Just make a choice. I don't care if you had Chinese food yesterday. If that's what you're feeling for, go get you some Chinese food. Just do it. Just do it. Okay. It's your boy Retro with a little retro philosophy for you this morning. Retro philosophy on the road. For those of you who know, and those of you who don't know, I lost a cousin last Monday, and so his funeral and everything is going to be this weekend. So I'm making my way from the Carolinas to Massachusetts to go and be with my family, and to visit, go to the and to go to the funeral, which actually I'll be eulogized of my little cousin Marky, which is an honor and a privilege. We're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him dearly. Um, but it's time for us to get ready. It's time for all of us to get ready, and you can't be him and him, and you can't be taking all this time to contemplate, even as it relates to giving your life to the Lord, man. I mean, you're 40, 50 years old. What else you gonna do? You done already lived your life, man. Go ahead, just do it. Give your life to the Lord. Just make the choice. Do it. Don't sit there talking about until I'm perfect. Nah. Come to Him as you are, and just do it. Stop playing games, and stop relying on crutches that you have created, and just do it, my brothers and sisters. That business that you wanted to do, just do it. I know we're in the midst of a pandemic, but I know a lot of people who are thriving in the midst of this thing, literally opening businesses and so on and so forth. So that even is not an excuse. All you got to do is just do it. Write the vision, make it plain. We talked about that the other day. Write the vision and then make it plain. What that means is you write the vision, but then you're gonna have to go back and simplify. You're gonna have to go back, and you're gonna have to maybe even reword it, restructure it, because sometimes up here it looks one way, but when we put it on paper, when we really begin to talk about and discuss it, it's really different. And so therefore the vision that we initially wrote, to then turn around and make it, it's almost like you write a document or whatever, and then you have to have it proofread. You have to make some changes. You have someone else who has skill or experience in that area or whatever. You have them look at it or review it, and then what they do is they say, well, based on my experience, my knowledge, so on and so forth, if I was you, I would do this. If I were you, I would change that, so on and so forth. And so the vision that you have previously wrote, now you have to make it plain. Sometimes we got these ideas and they're so elaborate to the point where they're almost, not doable. So it's nothing wrong with that, because if you're going to dream big. But sometimes you got to write the vision and then turn around, and that same vision, you got to make it plain. You got to, and you can even do it this way, because I dream big. But what you can do is you can break it down. You know what I'm saying? You got this dream, and to make that dream a reality, it may be a span of, I don't know, 5 years. And so you can break it up in phases. By the end of this year, I can have this part done. By the following year, I do this. And by the third year, this. You see what I'm saying? So we have to not only make it plain, but we have to strategize the vision as well, so that, one part works into the next part and makes that next part easier to accomplish, so on and so forth. So look down, check your feet, because you might have on the wrong shoes. Just do it. Once again, it's your boy Retro. I'm gonna get back on this bike. You see her sitting back there? She just minding her business in the background. Where's she at? Right. Yeah, that's Ruby Red, y'all. That's Ruby Red. And so me and her getting ready to get back on 40, and we're gonna ride 40 to 85. into 90. I am gonna make a few stops to you know but you'll see that I'll be posting that. So make sure you go over to YouTube, like and subscribe. Young man saw us set ready to go live, and he began to inquire, which is cool. I love it because that's what we all should be. We should all be a little bit more inquisitive because some stuff you never know because you never inquired. And so he inquired about it and everything. We gave the YouTube channel, and he went on and subscribed right away. And so we want you to do the same thing, and also keep us in your prayers as we continue on this journey. I should get in before, or probably get in right around sunset time, 6, 7 o'clock. But keep me in your prayers. I'm getting ready to get it back on this road and make it do what it do. All right. We'll see you guys soon.